Hi everyone, I am back and I promised you that I would show you how I make my journals. Well, this is the one that I want to take on holiday and for my honeymoon and wedding, and I just want one that is just something I can write in so that I don't forget anything. And then what I'll do is when I come back and I've got all of my sentimental things and my memorabilia and everything, excuse me, I will make a big journal. So this is just so that I don't forget anything. So excuse me, there's not going to be a lot of pockets or anything too fancy in this. So I'm starting with the cover, which I already showed you the other day. Now I'll tell you the measurements that I'm doing this. So this is 10 by 6 3/4. So 10 and then fold in half by 6 3/4. And then I have just found a piece of fabric which I've roughly cut down at the moment, and then I shall trim it up later on once I have glued it on, but I needed to get it square enough so that I could put my picture on. I found a picture, I've cut this down very slightly and I've distressed all the edges. And what I'm going to do now, before I glue the fabric onto here, pack it in, I have a few things to do first. So the first thing that I want to do is to glue this down on here, and then I'm going to sew around it to hold it into place. So that's what we're going to do first. So if Charlie will let me know, you only need a bit of glue in the middle because you're going to be sewing. You don't want to get glue on your needle. Obviously, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can just glue it down. I wasn't going to do it center, but I am, because I want an enclosure to tie it. So we're just going to leave that for a minute just to set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in little bits and pieces and stop and start and just show you what I'm doing, so you don't have to watch absolutely everything, because my sewing machine is over to my left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and go and stitch, zigzag stitch all the way around, and I shall come back. Okay, so as you can see, I've been and sewn it on as straight as I feel it could go. So that is done and sewn on, and it looks gorgeous. What I'll probably do is Mod Podge that later on just to protect the image, but I'll do that later on. So it looks a bit squiff at the moment, but don't worry about that, it gives it all character. So what we're going to do now, I want to do my inside bit, and I need to decide now whether to put any pockets on, if I want to sew the pockets on, because if I do, I need to sew them before I glue that down. Now I have got some bits and pieces. Now I was going to show you, last year we went away to Rhodes, and this is where we're going back, and I collected loads and loads of bits from our holiday, things that I've bought and things that I didn't buy. And what I've done, let me just pop that to one side, these are like obviously boarding passes, business cards for shops and places we went, bits and pieces from the hotel that we stayed in, like laundry list, lots of bits and fun bits and leaflets and things. So I thought these would be fun to put in the journal, this one, because this is the one I'm just writing in. This isn't my actual wedding journal, so I thought I'd use up some of these bits that I hadn't used last year and put them into the journal. So we'll get to those in a minute. I've looked, even this is for cutlery, you know, these little bits that you could make a pocket with to put in there, so we might use one of those. I also have these things from the atrium, we could maybe make that into a pocket, and the boarding passes. These other bits we can go through later on, but I'm on about pockets at the moment for inside. So this is just to show you that you can use just about anything in your journal. So this is the front cover. Make sure I'm going to have it round the right way. That way. Yeah, I like it that way. So that's the way we're going to have it. Watch tail. Now, as far as pockets, I could use these boarding passes and put one in the front, one in the back, because one is for Tony and one is for me. So I think they would be really cute to have in the inside pocket. Now, maybe I don't need to sew those, actually. Right, let me get my circle punch. So what I'm going to do is just going to take these and pop a little bit there so you can slide things in. And we'll do another one on this one. So we've got mine and Tony's there. Let me just get mine. Now, usually when I do my journals, ideas come as I'm making it. You know, sometimes I have a bit of an idea in my head, but then, you know, that can really change as you're going along. As you probably know from those of you that have made journals, you think of one idea and then you get sidetracked and you end up doing it completely different. So these are just bits and pieces anyway, and I just thought, you know what, let's see what works in this journal. So now, do I want to sew it on or do I want to just glue it? I tell you what, I'll sew them on. So what I'll do is I'll just go and let me just glue these down in the middle. Now what I can do, I can actually have shall I have two pockets? So I can have a back pocket here and a front pocket here, or I can just stick them down and have one pocket. I don't know, what shall I do? Or we could have a little side bit there, pop these over in the middle and have a little side bit, I think. I don't know. See, this is what is the confusing bit, is what do you do? I don't know. I'm puzzled now. I'm puzzled. I think I'm going to have two. I'll have a one there and one there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just eyeball it because I don't want to put the glue on and then it. So I'm going to go and just sew around these pockets on here, and then we can come back and glue this on and then sew it. So I'll be right back. Right, okay, so I have gone and sewn all the way around. We now have a pocket there and a pocket at the back. So what I'm going to do is we're now going to bring in our front cover, and we need to just cover this in glue and put the fabric on the back. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to, now I always use Fabri-Tac, love Fabri-Tac. I would use Fabri-Tac on everything, and I don't need to go right up to the edge because I am going to be sewing right around this journal. So just need to put as much as we can. Because this is quite heavy duty fabric as well. So even though the sewing will hold it into place, always make sure you've got your cover around the right way. And I'm just going to go up to that edge as much as I can, and it's less cutting off that I have to do. And as you can see, I'll need to trim around it, but we'll do that once the glue is dry. So that is that. I mean, I can actually, the great thing with Fabri-Tac is it really doesn't take long and that has kind of held that into place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim up the excess fabric. And don't worry if it's fraying, because that's what gives it an awful lot of character. I love it when the fabric frays. It actually, for me, gives it a better feel. And if you know, you don't have to sew it, you can just glue it, but you'd have to put obviously more glue than what I did. Right, let me just do this edge first. Like that. And then this one, we're just going to come in here. And we've trimmed all of that up. Let's try and fold it, make sure that's okay. I mean, look at that, it's just gorgeous, just gorgeous. And then what I'm going to do is go and sew all around the edge so that it doesn't go anywhere. And then that is the main part of our front cover. Yes, I might put lace on and do some enclosures and bits and pieces and tidy it up, but let's get it sewn first. So I'm just going to go and do that, and then I will be straight back. Okay, so I have gone and sewn all the way round. I could have done with being a little bit closer, but it was a little bit harder. I should have done it actually probably on the inside, but it doesn't matter. That's going to hold it into place. It looks great. So that is the main part of the cover. Obviously, once we've sewn the signatures in, I like to put lace or cover up the signatures, and then all depending on what lace I pick here, we can then decorate this front up. But that's the main part of the cover. So even though I didn't show you sewing it, I hope that's helped. But it goes to show you how you can turn a scrap piece of fabric, a bit of card, and some old bits and pieces. But these are sentimental, you know. Oh, why was that not open? Oh, okay. There you go. It goes in the back. So we've got a pocket in the... I've got something to put in it. I don't have anything in my... I do. Right, so... Oops. As you can see, you've got a pocket in the back there. And you've also got a pocket in the front there. So we've got some pockets. We've got a cover partly made. I am loving the colour of that. Just love it. I won't probably have to do too much because I don't want anything too bulky that's going to get knocked off with this in and out of my handbag. But I'll probably put some old music paper on here or something. I will definitely put some lace or something, and then I have a nice enclosure. But I don't want it too elaborate on the front, but I still want to pretty it up a bit more, and also probably Mod Podge her so that she doesn't get ruined. In fact, maybe I could Mod Podge her now, and then she's done. So I've got matte Mod Podge, and I need a brush. Charles, get off, I need a brush. Off, I need a brush. If I do that now, and then it's done, isn't it? I like to Mod Podge photos, especially, you know, sometimes the print can come off. It's got big fat hair, and I'm using matte Mod Podge, but you know, you could use gloss. It's just something to seal that and to stop that from... My brush is not great, and it's not very soft because I didn't think I washed it properly last time I used it. And then we'll just leave that to dry. Oops, I missed a bit there. Okay, let's have a look, see if we've got it all. Yep, okay. So I've done that. We'll leave her to dry, and then when we come back, I'll show you the pages that I've chosen, how I do that, and then we can get on with maybe decorating a bit of the inside and see what we come up with. So that is the cover. Hope that's helped, and I shall see you all for part 2. Let me just go in on that. Oh, I went super up. There you go. There she is. How gorgeous is she? Right, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.